next. So we have 3 super speedway tracks on iRacing when it comes to the stock cars. We have Daytona, we have Talladega, we have iRacing Super Speedway. So far, we have seen the Xfinity cars at Talladega, the trucks at Daytona, the trucks at iRacing Super Speedway. Tonight, something totally different. We're back at Talladega. That part's similar, but we're kind of going back a few years. The old car of tomorrow. Now, here's the really twisty part to the car of tomorrow. The car of tomorrow has an unrestricted setup. Tonight, you're going to see the car of tomorrow going 240 miles an hour around this track here in mere moments. As we welcome you to round number 4 of the Sim500 SuperSpeedway King Series here at the virtual Talladega SuperSpeedway. I am the captain as we welcome you in for 72 laps of racing. Of course, the 36 laps will be the halfway bonus, and they'll give away bonus points for that situation, so much more. 78 degrees, 56% humidity, and of course winds at 2 miles an hour as we get ready for round number 4 of this series that has produced some great racing, as it does each and every week. And we look forward to putting this on here in just a minute. Of course, big thanks to our track cams for Gourmet. They're going to produce the cameras for us tonight. You can always go online to trackcams22.com to see all the camera packages they have to offer you. Won't quite see onboard cameras tonight from them, but you'll see, of course, the cameras that you see on track during a live broadcast and so much more. Right now, though, let's shoot over to the point standings. You're going to see pop up on the screen here thanks to SimRacerHub.com. John Barry leads the points right now. 2 straight wins for him. He's got a 6-point lead over Kevin D. Brown, Mike Kelly, Pedro Mojica, Daniel Falkingham. The top 5 right now in points after 3 races out of the 10. Of course, you'll see the first 5 here on the Captain Esports Network. Of course, next week being our last one before we go into the Christmas holiday. But qualifying going on right now, just about over with, about a minute or so to go. Bobby Wetzel on the pole right now with a 41.93. Just to think about this for a second so you know how fast they're really going around this track. The track record, of course, everyone knows it, 2:12.809 from Bill Elliott back in 1985. That was a lap time, I believe, of 45 seconds, if I remember correctly. So, as you can tell, by running 41 seconds, they're making that lap look like nothing. And, of course, it's always been predicted out here on this track that if they were to run times like this, it would be very dangerous for these people. But, thankfully, we're on a simulator, and we can go out here and run laps like this. It looks like the cars who are going to run have been out on track for the most part. Here's Joseph Burgess on track. Of course, you remember the car tomorrow was ran back in the early 2010s, late 2000s. First came out with a wing on it. Then a spoiler was put on it. As qualifying will come to an end. And with that said, we'll go straight to a 1-minute warm-up. And that'll give us a chance to look at our qualifying results here. As Bobby Wetzel holds off Bob Gillenwater. As we'll take a look and talk with our pole sitter here, Mr. Wetzel in the number 9. Yes, he's in a Dodge, believe it or not. He's in the old Casey Kane paint. I was picking on him, actually, with the paint. It looks like somebody painted it with a crayon or something. But it's still, hey, a paint scheme works for him tonight, and he is on the pole tonight with that Dodge paint scheme. Bobby Wetzel, congratulations to you, sir. A 41.932, and ironically, the number 9 has the fastest lap at Talladega.
Well, that was the plan, Chris. We're just happy to be here getting this done. Fastest man in Sim500 so far, but that's not the race win, and that's what we're shooting for.
And it is true. As we get ready to take the green flag here in just mere minutes, with strategy tonight, because these cars are driving pretty out of control, and obviously tires are going to fall off really quickly. With you guys going, 240 miles an hour around this track, what kind of strategy are we looking at for tonight?
Well, initially the strategy is stay out front, stay out of the wreck.
Right.
But if I get passed by anyone, I'm going to just start falling back till I get to the back in a comfortable spot and just let the wreck happen and hope I get through it.
There you go. That is the definitely the way to do it. So we wish you the best of luck tonight. Congratulations on the pole, and appreciate you joining us.
All right, thanks, man.
Absolutely, you too. And that is, of course, Mr. Wetzel, Bobby on the pole tonight with a very fast lap. Take a look at the starting lineup here in just a second. And I don't know if we could call this Mike Muncie's good luck charm tonight, because Mike finished top 5 last week and Denisha was not here. Just saying. Hello, Denisha, by the way. Starting lineup for the race, as Wetzel on the pole tonight alongside Bob Gillenwater. Tyler Dalton, Pedro Mojica, row number 2. Row 3, Chad Coleman, Kevin Brown, Mike Kelly, Jimmy Coleman. Row number 4, row 5, Tony Skirbo and Mike Montesi. Scott Simley, Joey Jatina making a return back here this evening, as might be issues for Tyler Dalton. We'll have to see here in a second. E.J. O'Rourke and Anthony Calantoni, row number 7. Row 8, Jose Speedy Gonzalez and John Fowler. Mike Muncie and Joseph Burgess in row number 9. Row 10, Daniel Falkingham, Richard Beasley, John Barry, and Tommy Ryan there, row number 11. Row 12, John Mustian. Good to see him back. Haven't been around him in a very long time. Ron Holyfield. Billy Stanley and Christopher Jordan, row 13. Doug Sigmund, Jeff Ryan, row 14. Row 15, Kevin England and Matt Karakoff in the 30th position. 31st, 32nd, J. Randall Watkins, Gerald Livingston. And that'll be all the 32 cars that'll start tonight's 72-lap race here around a track that was formerly known as the Alabama International Raceway, now known as Talladega SuperSpeedway, built back in 1968. Of course, 69 was the first race, and of course the NASCAR guys were like, this track looks a little scary for us. So Bill France said, yeah, we're still going to run a race, and he went and got a bunch of people that weren't really NASCAR people, but they brought them on board, and here they are. Or they went out there and ran that race, and after that, the rest is history. I mentioned 72 laps tonight. Lap 36 will be the halfway point. It looks like Gonzalez, Mustian, and Jordan did not get with the pace car here, so they will miss the start of this race. We'll see 29 take the green flag here as the pace car pulls off. And this is going to be a new one for me, calling COT Racing on the Captain Esports Network. Pace car is in, green flag, here we go. The wish you guys have been waiting for, to see stock cars go 240 to 250 miles an hour around Talladega. Here you go. Off turn number 4, the 4 trying to draft off the 9 to 19. Tyler Dalton right there behind him, but Bobby Wetzel will lead lap 1. Listen closely, you'll hear the car sliding into the corners. Oh, some cars getting out of shape here. Looks like the 84's had a fight with the wall already of Calantoni, but everybody stays green and stays straight. One of the big rumors with the Dodge you've seen out front there right now is the rumor that you could see a Dodge back in NASCAR here in the very near future. And that could be very interesting if so. I saw one car shoot to the bottom here. 21 car's been up in the wall. Mike Mondesi in that. Oh, some door banging there. Stanley and Fowler are saying hello to each other in turn 3. Tyler Dalton has moved up to the second spot as the 4 going backwards. And now with the draft of the 19, there goes Tyler Dalton to the lead with O'Rourke running a James Finch number 51 Phoenix racing car. A throwback paint for you. So how fast are these cars really going? We'll let you enjoy. A car in the draft. There's your 240. Well, you got to let out the gas and everything as the car drifts up. Dalton's up in the wall. He's going to lose a lot of speed from that. Pedro Mojica to the lead. Lap number 5 is the 93. Tries to split the middle. And that Rusty Wallace throw back there behind him, the Blue Deuce. As the Coke car there gets the wall. Mike Kelly, or no, Kelly's in the Blue Deuce. Sorry, I didn't see the Coca-Cola car. Is that Jatina back there? It is. Gordon speed throwback. Oh, car getting loose. Look, oh boy. Mondesi. Wow, nice miss there by the 10. He goes spin in. And oh, well, thankfully none of Tyler Dalton's crewmen are dead. No caution. We stay green. That could have been bad. Zero going spin in turn 3 and 4 here. John Fowler back on track. He almost gets hit, and that'll bring the caution out. The hipsters and hooligans, number 00. Brings caution out there, and I'm not sure who almost clipped him, but that could have been really bad. Now let everybody catch their breath real quick. Right. There he almost gets, I think he actually does hit that car. Let's see. Oh, he goes over there, gets the wall, he's going to lose the back end. It looks like right there. 10 goes by, look out. Another Rusty Wallace throwback misses. Well, that car missed him, wow. Caution out for the first time. We're at the virtual Talladega SuperSpeedway. right, here come leaders to pit road. I'm going to fix that issue real quick. All right, having a little telemetry issue here real quick. Let's see if I can get that fixed as pit stops go on. Race off pit road going to be won by Mojica. There we go. A little technical issue there. Forgive me for that. Everything good, though. Billy Stanley going to be up front now in this number 6 car. Karakhoff will be up to second. Pedro Mojica third. Wetzel now fourth. And Chad Coleman up to the top 5. E.J. O'Rourke there 6. Kevin D. Brown, Mike Kelly, Gillen Water, and Coleman. Interesting series of laps there. Definitely had to learn a lot as everything was kind of moving on the fly there. A little bit of nose damage on that 28 car right there below the Haviland sign. And Karakhoff's going to come to pit road. And we'll get the one to go signal this time by. Should go back green this time by. Lap number 9 out of the 72 here complete. Lap 36, again, there'll be a halfway bonus points, just like in stock car racing for NASCAR when you see like the stage points and stuff like that. Very familiar to that. All right, going to come back to the green flag at lap number 10. 58 of Mojica there on the outside. Chad Coleman, Wetzel, Kevin Brown, and O'Rourke Here we go. Oh, spinning the tires. Look out, boys. They talked about the limited sets of tires they have in this car. There is probably one stop, unless we get a few more cautions, that these cars will not be able to take tires. Sidley back in that speed, number 12. Jimmy Coleman there ahead of him in the 54. Oh, look out, that Suave car a little out of shape there. The 84 Calantoni. Good save on his part. Gerald Livingston at 96, the Flame Mobile there. As the 6 up the track into the 10. 10's trying to hold on. As Beasley goes spinning, a caution will come out. There he is. I'm sitting over here like, why is my camera not changing to him? The champion of last season not having good luck right now. Let's see what happens here. It looked like it all started when the 6 got up in the wall. This line up a little bit, gets into the 10. 10's trying to save it, trying to save it, trying to save it, and finally gets tagged. Oh, Jay Randall Watkins gets a piece of it. And that 27 also, and a couple other cars go spinning. A couple of cars hit the wall, more avoiding. Nice job by a lot of the cars to get through that. Let's go on board. 1 second, we're going board with the 27 of Watkins, who's on pit road now getting that fixed. The last hit did not help things. Other than that right side shot, I mean, he did a pretty good job staying unscathed from that. Caution out for the second time, and a lot more cars coming back to pit road now. Dalton, a lot of damaged cars, as a matter of fact. Coleman coming to pit road, Gonzalez, Burgess, Falkingham on pit road also. The really cool part that you're seeing with some of these cars is the throwback paint schemes. You see the Oreo Dale car. Of course, that was the car that Dale ran in the Busch Clash in 2001. So if you're just joining us here on Sunday evening for the SuperSpeedway King Series, talk about this a little bit. It's an all SuperSpeedway series, just like it says. They run all the SuperSpeedway tracks and all different types of cars. Like tonight, as I mentioned, the COT car. So tonight they're running speeds of nearly 240 mile an hour, kind of like they did at iRacing SuperSpeedway last week, except in this old COT car. As you know, this track is about 0.4 of a mile less than the iRacing SuperSpeedway is here, so you're not going to see the wide track like you do there and the fast speeds and stuff. Or you're going to see the speeds, it's not the wide track. That's where you're seeing these cars slide around a little bit and unfortunately seeing some contact. But want to remind you, you can check out a partner of ours online right now. It is the Celiac Disease Foundation. You can donate to them and get some information about celiac disease and what the foundation is all there for down below. You can check out celiac.org, or you can donate today by getting information there on the celiac website. For those who don't know what it is, just a quick synopsis of it. It is an autoimmune disease where gluten that you eat actually attacks your lower intestines. It's something my soon-to-be 3-year-old daughter next weekend was a victim of, and still obviously always will be. So we've had to change up her diet and everything, and I'm sure there's people out there, and maybe somebody watching tonight or will watch this stream and be that kind of person that's being affected by it too. And if you are, or if you're somebody you know, or just want to get help out there, we ask you to please check out celiac.org again, and you can donate, as always, to the website also. So appreciate those guys for allowing us to be partners with them on the Captain Esports Network, as I'm going to do everything I can to help, because it's something that when you have a 2-year-old, or at the time a 1-year-old, that's thrown up randomly and stuff like that, and we can't figure out what's going on, and we have to go do a complete cleansing of her system, and to see her after being basically put down for an hour or so, that they're able to do the surgery and stuff, and to see how groggy she was and stuff was one of the more painful things as a father to be able to be a part of. And yeah, I don't wish that on anybody. So we're going to see what we can do to help out. But check out celiac.org for details. So Mojica going to bring it back to the green. Chad Coleman, Kevin D. Brown, Bob Gillenwater, Bobby Wetzel. Now your top 5. We're about 21 laps away from the halfway point. I was just about to say Mojica beat me to it. I was going to say, why not with the older tires? Do we get an earlier restart potentially from the leaders? And we do right here. So Mojica and Coleman going to get the jump, get the green flag, and here we go. Had one person tell me tonight this is the true reason why Talladega was built. So we can see speeds like this. Which might be true, but when they say that technically takeoff can happen at 170 miles an hour and these guys are going 60 to 70 mile an hour quicker, that's a little scary if you ask me. As Kevin D. Brown going to the front in that throwback Jeff Gordon paint. Oh, up in the wall, Jatina again. I heard somebody, and it might have been Joey himself, say that turn 2, that wall is going to reach out and grab people tonight. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. On board with Muncie in the 91. You think you're going so fast, all of a sudden you see a car like Jatina jump to the high side, make a move. And he gets the wall again. Poor guy. Keep it out of the wall. There you go. All three wide up front. Mike Kelly to the inside that 2 car. Oh, into the wall hard goes the 4 of Gillenwater, and everybody does a great job to avoid. There's Speedy Gonzalez in the 26. See, I think one of the hardest things is he hits the wall now off turn 2. I think one of the hardest things to tell the brain of a racer is on a track like this to tell them, hey, once he gets up there and gets the wall now, you cannot go wide open around this track, period. So you have to treat this like you're running at, say, Michigan or Auto Club or something like that. One of the bigger tracks that you have to slow down on is almost how you got to drive this car. But good luck telling somebody at Talladega that. Going to slide up. 51's in the wall now. Muncie's in the wall off turn 2. Watch the 39 back here. That is a Falkingham mobile. 15th position for him. Daniel unfortunately lost his streak of top 3 finishes last week at iRacing SuperSpeedway. And there's the 6 of Stanley, and for the, 4th time, Jatina in the outside wall at turn 2. Exciting stuff. I mean, these guys are going out there working hard. They're practicing, doing whatever they can do in this car. Unfortunately, you're going to slide around. That's what this car does. The right front tire takes a beating. Lap times are nearly 2 seconds off the fastest lap. So that should show you right there that these tires are falling off a lot. As Mojica up here going 3 wide for the lead as the 2 starts to fall back. Kevin D. Brown back to the front. Oh, 1 car sideways to 51. Nice save on his part. Oh, Rourke had that thing all kinds of sideways in turn 3 and 4. Up front, Stanley going back to the front and turning her sideways off turn 2. It's like, yeah, going to the corner, you just got to kind of let off the throttle and let the car slide up the track a little bit and then bring her back to the bottom. Couple damaged cars back here. There's the 3-car Jeff Ryan. Oh, is the 6 going to go to the middle? Uh-oh. Stanley said, hold my drink. I'm going to send it. And to the wall he goes. Wow, and he jumps down, gonna come to pit road. dry front. There's your top 6 cars in a train here. First car out of the draft there is Falkingham in the 39. E.J. O'Rourke back there in the 51. A lot of factors about this car you got to keep an eye on is obviously when you have a car that has a very big spoiler. This car used to have back in the day. Of course, these cars plowed a lot, so you get them out in dirty air, you're getting out of the gas a lot driving on this track. As you see now, the 84 up in the wall. And looks like that Taco Bell car getting in the wall. I don't know who it is. Ah, that's who it is. Holyfield in the 1. And the blank Taco Bell car. I was trying to figure out who it was. Now these guys, I want to say they're settling down, but a lot of them are knocking the wall down still, but they're out here kind of spreading themselves out and trying to get used to running this car at this track. 28 laps in. Tell you what, really cool paint scheme I'm just realizing on this 54 car of Jimmy Coleman there, the Kentucky Strong car. If you did not see the carnage that state, Missouri, Indiana parts of, and the areas nearby there, those storms that went through there Friday night, I was kind of nervous myself being here in Georgia and going out and delivering packages and stuff on Saturday. I was kind of hesitant because I was like, man, these storms do not look pretty, but thankfully weren't as bad nearly here as there. The thoughts and prayers of everybody up there. That's craziness up in that area right now. And I saw videos of, was it a nursing home that got blown apart? And a couple other buildings. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were. That's some scary stuff. All right, so we're 8 laps away from the halfway point. Mojica with Kevin D. Brown up front. Mike Kelly, Falkingham, and Coleman, your top 5. As this field has really gotten spread out now, which was expected because obviously when you got a car going this fast around here, it's more like a regular speedway race, basically on a 2.66 mile track. It's just a matter of getting your mindset to think that way. We're with Tommy Ryan. Hey, you're getting out of the throttle there. When's the last time you heard that at Talladega? I'm going to let you guys listen. See what I mean by you're almost driving it like a speedway race now. It's not even a super speedway anymore. It's like a, running a race at Charlotte or Michigan or Auto Club or something like that. But how do you teach your mind that when you're so used to just holding the throttle down the whole entire time on this track? Two laps complete. Starting seeing some cars getting dancy back there. 51 in the wall back there again of O'Rourke. wonder how a car does out in clean air. Let's see how he's running. .30 mph down into the corner. You got to slow down. Look at almost 200 miles an hour as there goes Falkingham to the lead. I've never used that before. All right, coming up to 2 laps to go before we hit the halfway break, and Burgess has had issues in the 98 car. He is towed to pit road. Let's see real quickly what happened to him. Oh, he's going to here through the grass on the front straightaway. And he decides to, he said, I'm done. So it looks like 4, maybe 5 cars under a blanket here, potentially going for the win. Or I should say the halfway bonus here. The 80% fuel that they have in these cars, so they will be coming to pit road, I'm assuming, very shortly. I say that as Jatina comes to pit road right now. Skirvo, Mustin, and a couple others on pit road. I say that, and look at this. Here comes half the pack to pit road. Oh, he could almost shut his engine off right now as Daniel Falkingham on his own here will get the 10 points of bonus. Barry's going to be second. Scott Simley, Tommy Ryan. They're fourth. Who's going to be the 5th car across the line? Now, Jose Gonzalez, it looks like. Jeff Ryan, Richard Beasley, 7th. England. And then, well, now it's just to wait to see who comes off pit road first. I wonder if anybody realizes there's still 2 bonus points out here. Wetzel leaves pit road. He'll get the 2, and Kevin Brown will get the 1. I have actually really enjoyed this. I have never really been a part of a COT race at Talladega, but this has been interesting. Oh, hold on, Daniel. A lot of the other cars on pit road now. As there goes Tommy Ryan leaving pit road. Scott Simley leaving pit road. The question is, when does the 39... You see Barry's gone by to pass the 39, so even a track like Talladega with this setup, the fresher tires prevail in this kind of race. Jose Gonzalez on pit road. The question is, when does the 39 come in? And the answer is right now. 39 coming in. So is John Barry in the 74. Again, the numbers on the left signal how long they've been on pit road delta-wise, and then when they clear their pit stop, the number that will show up where the word pit is will be their pit road actual time for the pit stop. Off pit road, there goes Falkingham, 14.3 for him. Barry, a 14.6. As Kevin D. Brown comes off turn 4 right now, I'm sure they will take the lead with ease here. And it'll be a 3-car race between Brown, Mojica, and Coleman right now. With 33 laps to go. You guys are enjoying the stream tonight, and you're new to somebody's smoking up a storm here. Oh, we got a barbecue, turn 4. I think it was Jeff Ryan, or turn 2, Jeff Ryan. But if you're enjoying the broadcast, you can, of course, check out or hit that subscribe button and hit the follow button. I'm all over the place right now. But you can hit that follow button and be a part of our broadcast or subscribe, depending on what channel you're watching us on right now. You get notifications every time we're on the air. Great battles out here on the track. How about these guys back here? 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. All in this battle right here. Watching Falkingham and Kelly and Ryan and these guys see if they can reel in. Last time by, Barry actually with the fastest lap of the race with a 40.72. These guys could start reeling in with the draft. That could be very interesting, especially as the tires start to fall off here. We got this good fight going on here as these cars try to work together, drafting up there. Of course, a couple cars here, and Calantoni and Gillenwater about 9.5 seconds back. Then you got these three back here. So a lot of drafting going to work here. But again, it is handling too that comes into play at this track. So again, the hardest thing you can do is to sit here and realize that, and I know I've said this multiple times, but you have a race on a super speedway like Talladega right now that you almost have to put the mindset of running a race at Chicagoland or Charlotte or Texas or Michigan and realize that you got to save your tires and you got to go out here and throttle. But at the same time, work the draft to your advantage right now. As you see, these guys are catching right now the lead pack. Ryan with Tommy Ryan. So let's look really quickly at the pit strategies and stuff and what we've seen. Just trying to do some studying here. It looks like for the most part, everybody's up there in the 30s. Now, with 2 cautions, of course, they were able to go 36 laps, so I think you have to cut some of those laps down off of that. I think looking more at the 30-lap range is what we're going to see for pitting. So we're already seeing some guys lap 10 of their run, which would be lap 37. You get them, of course, to 67. So for some of these cars, it is going to be very close on fuel potentially to the finish. So I think you could see some split strategy and stuff going on here in these last few laps of this race. These guys have cut the lead down. So about 3 seconds or so. There's your top 3 right now. Kevin D. Brown leading Mojica and Coleman. And right up here, these guys trying to stay on the lead lap. Doug Sigmund, Holyfield, Skirbo, and Jatina. Sigmund running the, I believe that is the Casey Kane Quaker State throwback. He and Mark Martin when they were in the 5 for Hendrick. To go by O'Rourke. That is Casey Kane, as a matter of fact, because I saw the Farmers Insurance on the inside of that car, or on the left rear quarter panel. As Bobby Wetzel has brought the 9 to pit road. This might be a scheduled pit stop right here. More tires and fuel, and there goes Bobby off pit road. So this could be the first start of a strategy here, so we'll have to see how that all transpires. Stanley on pit road, unfortunately for him, his race has gone from really good to bad. He's a couple laps down now. Once again, thanks to our friends at TrackCams 4 Gourmet for offering us the cameras tonight. TrackCams22.com. Where you can get oval, road course, and rally cross type packages and stuff. We are very much appreciative of what they do for us. Simley here in the 12 as he's working on the 2 of Mike Kelly. 29's coming to pit road. Of Skirbo. That might be one of those things where as the tires wear out, they wanted to try to take advantage of tires potentially with the leaders, so that's what they're up to, I think. As you see now, the pack really starting to spread out. That was originally together here. You see Tommy Ryan actually out here all by himself with John Barry, who's trying to draft off for the 14. That just shows you how much handling is really coming into play in these cars. Oh, there's a there's our safety note tonight from Tyler Dalton. Whatever you do, don't hit the brake off turn 2 if someone in front of you slows. Apparently you turn a hard right. I'm guessing that's an aerodynamic thing, or that, or you're slamming a splitter down on the track. That's my guess on that one. All right, so Gillenwater, Calantoni, and Gonzalez now to pit road. So here come the pit stops. Some of these guys that know they're not going to make it on fuel, just going to go ahead and come on in, get tires and fuel, and get back out there and get what they can. And and Calantoni's having all types of issues out there. As look at this, the 39 of Falkingham has caught the lead pack. This 39 has got some talent on these super speedway tracks. And you see the 74 Barry, he's looking to three-peat this thing. He went 3 in a row, of course, winning at Talladega a couple weeks ago, winning at iRacing SuperSpeedway last week, and now he's hanging out about 1.4 seconds back. Potentially three-peating. Oh, and I say that as he hits the wall off turn 4. I think I might just give him the broadcaster hijinks. And Daniel clear him. Kevin fighting pretty hard there on that high side. I think eventually the bottom is going to prevail here, plus the 39. Of course, pitted a little bit later, so his tires are just a little bit fresher. I'm sure that's helping him too. You know what, Brown, though, side drafting and able to hold on here. This has turned into actually a fantastic race as the 39 finally going to get the lead, but I'm sure Kevin's not going to let him get away. Matter of fact, a little tandem push. $16 laps to go in what has been something different tonight. Back here in third, Chad Coleman also a part of it. John Barry now going to get swallowed up by some of these other cars after his contact with the wall. Mike Kelly, who's got pretty much no right front on his car right now, but he's got Tommy Ryan, Scott Simley, and John Mushton. As John Barry comes to pit road now to probably get tires and fuel on that 74 car. Side tires and fuel going on, and they will leave as John Mushton and Michael Muncy to pit road back here, 10th and 11th. Mushton running a 51 car, kind of like old Cold Trickle. And of course, with him is Muncy in the 91. 14 laps to go next time by. We'll be back on the air with these guys next Sunday night at 8:45 Eastern time. As here come the leaders to pit road. Got to slow it down. Oh, Falkingham out in the grass. That might hurt him. Not sure if he's going to get a penalty or not for that. He might not have gone off far enough. And he still sits there, so he did get penalized. Oh, no. A very impressive drive for the 39. Going to go for nothing, unfortunately, here, as he'll get a penalty. He won't finish terrible from it. He should be able to get out here in the next couple seconds. As Mojica going to win the race off pit road, but here comes Barry. Here comes Kelly and these guys all coming off turn 2. Barry might get the momentum on these guys here into turn 3. Buckingham finally leaving pit road, it looks like right now. 13th position for him. He might struggle to stay on the lead lap here. It's actually a lot worse than I thought it would be for him. Coleman, who's had a couple of one top three finish this season so far. Mojica, who's run pretty well for the most part, hadn't had the best of luck. Kevin D. Brown, who's had some great racing so far, and then the guy that I thought after he hit the wall in turn 4 was done for. Here he is, 4th position, only about a half second back from these three. There, yellow Pennzoil Chevrolet of John Barry, who won the second and third of the 3 races so far this season, has a chance to three-peat. Now, I said that a second ago when he hit the wall, so don't do it again, John. Now, the 39 of Falkingham did stay on the lead lap. He is 13th right now, 37 seconds back from the lead. He is 7 seconds back, actually, from 12th right now. So a very tough break there for the 13, and there's one thing he could use right now. I will not jinx it. I'm just going to say there's one thing he could use right now. Bob Gillenwater, the 4 car, trying to follow the 26 of Gonzalez. Back here, 9th and 10th position. These guys doing a great job. There's Jatina back here in the 17th position. He is unfortunately a lap down. Right behind him is Skirbo, trying to get a lap back, or trying to get a position from him. So who's in the right spot to potentially win this race? Barry's starting to fall back now, 2.5 seconds. Tommy Ryan trying to work his way underneath the 26. Saw him get a little slideways there in 3. Or trying to help him to see if he can work his way behind the high side with the draft. And Gillenwater's going to do that, so very impressive. Kevin England, 127 on pit road. So we have 8 laps to go. Only 2 cautions in this race, so been green for about 30 laps or so. As these guys continue to fight it out right here. So all for position right here. This is, as I mentioned, 7th, 8th, 9th. We've got a top 2 right now, single file. And you got these 3 single file trying to go for the win as They actually are coming up on the back of Falkingham right now, who's out in the draft by himself. Got a good handling car, but unfortunately when you don't have any draft to work with, you're not as fast. Laps to go. Of course, 39's trying to stay on the lead laps. As they do get a yellow, he will stay. Oh, right there on cue to 38 and 93 come together. That was very weird. Everybody saves it. But if Mojica is able to draft off the 39, they might have just handed the race to him. That was a very odd situation right there. Have any kind of an event for it, so I got to rewind it. Let's go all the way back to it. '93 gets a run, I think, here. Oh, a bump draft gone wrong. He went to hit him. Ah, unfortunate deal there. Three laps to go. Now 1 second lead now over Coleman, who's got heavy right front damage as Brown tries to get back to him. At the 127 there also, as these guys maybe can work together to get up to the leader. The best thing that might have happened to Mojica is having a car like Falkingham in front of him, who on a long run might have been the best car tonight. Just kind of pull him along. Lead holding steady at 1.1 seconds now. Come off turn 4 through the tri-oval, and they'll see the final lap here at the virtual Talladega SuperSpeedway on iRacing. White flag as Mojica looking to go to victory lane here and be the third winner of the season. And what has been a weird style of racing right here, I must say, tonight. Something I've had to adjust my eyes to and call it definitely different. But it has been a fun one to watch as Coleman going to go back to third as Brown goes by him. As Muncie's going to lose a spot. Spin right in front of the leader. Look out. Nice save on his part. But all this going to go behind Pedro Mojica. Round 4 of the SuperSpeedway King Series going to Mojica at Talladega. Kevin Brown going to finish second. Chad Coleman going to get third, and Barry going to end up fourth. These guys don't slow down anytime. All those paint schemes tonight on track against the guy with the simple Chevrolet paint scheme with the win. Great job on everybody's part. That was a good racing to see with only 2 cautions tonight. I'm sure, as always, there'll be unhappy drivers, as usual. When one guy wins, there's usually, in this case, 31 unhappy drivers. Let's click on the feature. There we go. Sorry about that. Mojica wins it, 1.1 seconds over Kevin Brown, Chad Coleman, John Barry, Mike Kelly, top 5. Scott Simley finishes 6th. Bob Gillenwater 7th. Tommy Ryan, Jose Gonzalez, John Mustian Jr. Good top 10 for him. Bobby Wetzel 11th. Daniel Falkingham 12th. Muncie 13th. Richard Beasley 14th. And Ron Holyfield 15th. Skirbo finishing 16th. Sigmund 17th. Joey Jatina 18th. Also finishing in the top 20 will be E.J. O'Rourke and Jimmy Coleman, 20th, 21st. Kevin England, 22nd. Billy Stanley. Anthony Calantoni, 23rd. 24th, Tyler Dalton. 25th, Jeff Ryan. 26th, Joseph Burgess. 27th, Gerald Livingston. 28th is J. Randall Watkins. These guys involved in accidents early in the race. Karakoff, 29th. Fowler, 30th. 31st, Montesi and Christopher Jordan in the 32nd position tonight. As we clear it out, let's go down into victory lane and talk with our 3 drivers. Starting with the 3rd place, Chad Coleman, the Bulldog, who literally lives about 30 minutes south of where I was. I was actually delivering in his area a little bit yesterday. As a matter of fact, if we talk to Chad, Chad, 3rd place finish for you. Unlucky break there with a couple laps to go. Looks like Kevin went to kind of help you out and unfortunately hit you a little wrong.
Yeah, that's what we were just discussing. I told him, I said, that was a 50-50 right there. I moved just a little bit, trying to look in the rearview mirror and make sure we were lined up good, and he was pretty set on where we were lined up, and I moved a hair, he moved a hair, and with these cars, 240 miles an hour down the back straightaway, one touch, little off center, and it did it. We both did a pretty good job to hang on to it and still finish 2nd and 3rd, so good enough. Congrats to Pedro on his win.
Yeah, another question I have to ask here, because this is one that came to my mind as I'm watching this race, is the mindset. Because I'm thinking super speedway race for a while. And then after about the first pit stop, I'm like in my head thinking, wait a minute here. These guys have to be running this like it's almost a Michigan or a Charlotte or a Chicago or something like that because of the way you guys have to lift and get the car through the corners and stuff. Did you have to change your mindset too?
Well, you have to, because I know half the guys that come in here, they probably said, ooh, Talladega. Right. So they go in thinking they're going to run wide open, but that's not the case. You got to run this thing like a mile and a half or, something like Michigan, like you said. Like, honestly, here, we're slowing the car down more getting in the corner than you would at Michigan. Mm-hmm. Because here, we're going in the corner in a good draft at like 240, over 240 miles an hour. And you're slowing it down, probably 20, 30 miles an hour when the tires are old.
Yeah, definitely times were falling off 2 or 3 seconds, which made it very interesting out there. And I think a lot of that mindset was playing a role with, the turn 2 walls, or especially somebody went in too deep in turn 3. They easily slid up into the wall. But for you tonight, you survived and got to 38 up there, a top 3 finish again for you tonight. So congratulations, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, just thank Joey and the guys with Sim500 for running this car. This is by far the best car you can run at a super speedway. The thing it's an absolute blast to drive because it puts it back in the driver's hands. We got the race, and thanks to you for the broadcast and everything. We'll go back and watch it, and congrats to Pedro. Thanks to Pedro and Kevin and Daniel and Beasley. Everybody that's down there in the channel with us. Thanks to all those guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can add this car to a couple more races on the schedule.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Chad Coleman, 3rd place finish for him. And let's go down here and talk with our 2nd place finisher tonight, Kevin D. Brown, the 93 car. As I'm sure Kevin's going to have a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth. Unfortunate deal there with you in the 38. I know Chad mentioned it's a racing thing, and I said the same thing. Unfortunately, when 2 cars come together like that, trying to help each other, sometimes bad things happen, and that's what happened there. And take out that situation. Do you guys have a strategy in mind to get around Pedro?
Oh yeah, definitely. I knew Chad had actually a little bit of damage, and my whole strategy was to push Chad around Pedro coming to the last lap, and then eventually pass him because he got damaged. Just he was too slow. So, but I don't know what I thought I hit him straight there, and we must have off-centered just a little bit. But I'm surprised we saved it. Honestly, I thought we were done.
Well, I think also another factor that's in there just kind of come to my mind here is the worn out tires probably at that point too. I mean, you guys have gone for almost 17 laps, I think, or so on a set of tires there, and the way these things were sliding around, I'm sure the handling of these cars were not pretty at that point, and trying to give somebody a bump draft didn't help.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was fun though. Let me tell you. Oh my god, that was so much fun.
That's all that matters, man. It was definitely one thing that Chad and I talked about, and it's something that crossed my mind mid-broadcast, was just the mindset of the racing out here, because it's like you could not think you're going there wide open around here. You had to go around here like I said to him, it's like you're running at Michigan.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about halfway through the race. We were like, it started turning into like an intermediate track.
Right.
And I think a lot of people came in the mindset today like, oh, it's Talladega, full wide dig, and you don't have to save tires or nothing. But you actually had to save a little bit there because, I mean, halfway through the race, you had everybody hitting the wall. And I think that's why me, Pedro, and Chad, we all worked out pretty well and gapping pretty much a lot of the field.
Yeah, you guys did your part tonight, man. Congratulations on that. And shout out to whoever you like to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Chris Caboo, for usually painting the paint schemes. I just randomly picked up the Rainbow Warrior tonight. But usually the Chris Caboo for painting the paint schemes. Sim500, and you for putting on a beautiful broadcast. Can't wait to watch it.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate your time. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Kevin D. Brown finishing in the second position. Behind this guy, let's vote for him. Pedro Mojica going to victory lane tonight. Third winner of the season here in the Sim500 SuperSpeedway King Series. Pedro, congratulations. I'm sure there was a little bit of relief when those two guys got together behind you. But obviously the strategy worked out. And talk about your race a little bit, because I know there was a lot of tire saving and a lot of just tough racing out there.
Yeah, no, for sure, Chris. That was, I mean, it was from the beginning. We were contemplating whether to qualify or not, starting the back, and practically convinced our group to qualify, and we ended up qualifying up front. And that was the first goal, and the next goal was just to maintain that track position. Daniel showed that you could pass from the back to the front, but I wanted to be up front, kind of try to control the best I could up front what was going on, and kind of just stay out of the mayhem if possible. I kind of figured that, if we got a long run in there, that a couple guys would run into the wall. So just managing that and not running into those guys when that happened, and just keeping that track position was key. And then once we got that long run there, it was just working together. It was me, Kevin Brown, Chad Coleman. Daniel ended up getting up there with us. John Barry got up there. Unfortunately, BZ got caught up in a wreck early in the race, but we worked really well together to stay up front and pull away from the pack. We had smooth pit stops. I wouldn't say they were the best, but they were smooth, and then just smooth exits. And so we did a good job managing that to stay out front. And then there at the end, I was getting nervous for sure. Chad and Kevin were staying in line, but pretty much the gauntlet was laid down with 2 to go. They was every man for themselves. So, like you said, I was a little relieved when they got into each other and the bump draft went wrong and they end up almost wrecking and saved it. And so I just managed holding on to Daniel there in front of me to stay in front of them, keep that gap ahead of them, and then pull in victory lane. And it's awesome, man. I usually don't win these super speedway races, so it's awesome to finally win one of these things.
How much did having Daniel in front of you actually help you there at the end? Because I know if you were by yourself and they hit the wall, I'm sure they come right back to you.
Yeah, Daniel being in front was a key to me winning this race. Had to definitely talk him into staying with me. He was contemplating bailing out, and I did it. I got the spotters up there working to keep him in line, man. So yeah, he stayed in line because he saw a couple positions in front of him. So he's trying to get every point he can. So ended up working out. Yeah. So yeah, as soon as we caught him, my mindset just changed to keeping him in front of me, because I knew he had a little bit fresher tires, but I knew too if I could just draft off him and keep him in front, that these guys wouldn't get as big of a run on me as unlike if I was, in front with nobody in front of me. So, yeah, Daniel played a key part in helping me pull the win off here.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on the win, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, I say Sim500 admins, and I think it's Jimmy Coleman that runs this league on Sundays. Appreciate what they do putting this on. Being admin's tough, so appreciate them, working on this stuff, being patient with everybody, and also trying to compete with everybody. So that's cool. You guys on the broadcast group, appreciate you guys doing what you do, putting the show on for the fans. So hopefully they see how fun it is here, and maybe think about doing a couple races here. And everybody on the team name, Chad Coleman, Daniel, Kevin Brown, Richard Beasley. I think EJ jumped on with us. So, and then John Barry. Yeah, just all of us working well together. We did a really good job working together in these races. And I mean, it shows. I think within our group, I think we've won all the races so far in the SuperSpeedway series. So I think that goes to show you how good a teamwork we got.
There you go, man. Well, nice job tonight. Congratulations on the victory.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Pedro Mojica, the victory tonight here in the Sim500 SuperSpeedway King Series. Congratulations to him on that. And, of course, next Sunday night we'll return for another race. I'm guessing will be Daytona. We'll find out later on this week and go from there. But appreciate everybody for allowing me to be a part of this awesome series so far for the first 4 races. Of course, we'll have one more race before we hand it off to another broadcast company for the rest of the season. Been a lot of fun to be a part of. And thanks to Joey Jatina for allowing the Captain Esports Network to be a part of this on Sunday night. So much appreciated there. All right, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll be back for the TI Truck Series race, their finale from the Martinsville Speedway. Should be a good one there, but let's see how the week goes. It ought to be interesting. But one thing we do know, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing.